everyone, I'm Danny and I'll be doing Little Explorers with you today. Let's start by saying hello to everyone. Are we ready? Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. It's good to see you here. Hello everyone and thank you for joining me for Little Explorers today. Today our topic is becoming a talker, and this is thinking about how talking with your child is going to help their communication and their relationships to develop. So for quite some time now, your child will have been discovering all the different sounds that they can make with their mouth, their tongue, their teeth and their vocal cords. And even from a baby, they will have been discovering all these sounds, and you'll have heard it when they've been cooing or babbling or shrieking, and this is just the first steps of them becoming a talker. Now, from about 9 months, they will have already narrowed down the range of sounds that they use to the ones that they hear in the language or languages spoken around them. So it will start out very basic, like baba or dada or mama, and then it gets a little bit more complex with sounds like dagu or badabu, and then gradually over time and with a lot of practice, children learn to narrow those sounds down to form words that they hear in their language or languages spoken around them. So you may have heard them this week, maybe say a new sound, or maybe they're starting to say a couple of words. It'd be really interesting to hear how your little one is getting on. So some sounds are a lot easier to pronounce for children than others, and some are a lot more complex. So sounds like a th or a r sound, they may not pronounce these correctly until they're about 4 or 5 years old. And that is just simply because that takes so much coordination between the mouth and the tongue muscles that it's a really difficult thing for them to master. Maybe you can have a little practice yourself and try the th and the r, and just really pay attention to how much is actually going on when you're trying to make that sound. And then maybe you can realise why it takes them a little bit longer than the other sounds to master. So it's really, really normal for children to pronounce things incorrectly when they're learning to say words. They might say bup instead of cup, or they might make up their own phrases and say park ark instead of car park. And although these phrases are really endearing, it's important that we really don't reinforce them and we don't start to use them in our language as well. And instead of correcting them and saying, no, that's not how you say it, we just want to simply repeat the phrase or the word back correctly, and then they will pick up that that's the right way to say it. So if your little one says bup, you could go, yes, that is your cup, or do you want your cup? Or if they say park ark, you can go, yes, we're going into the car park. And then they will pick up that that's the correct way to say it. So we don't want to knock their confidence while they're trying. So a really nice little activity that I'm going to show you today, and you can do this with just whatever you've got around the house. Just pick 3 or 4 familiar items. Let me get this here so you can see it, the ones that I've chosen. Here we go. So for the activity today, I've chosen just a little spoon, a nice spiky ball, a squishy sponge, and a little blue purse. And you just need those. You pop them on a tray, and you'll need a cloth. I'm using a pillowcase because we're going to use that for the other activity I'm going to show you as well, but you can use a tea towel or you could use a blanket, anything that's going to cover them up, because this is like a memory game. So we're going to look at the little items there, and then you and your little one will take it in turns. So one of you will cover your eyes or look away, and then the other one will take something off of the tray and pop it behind their back. And then the other one has to look and see if they remember or can notice what one is missing. So here, if your child isn't quite saying a lot of words yet, or it would be quite difficult for them to describe the thing or say ball or spiky or any of those words, it's just really nice for you to be able to model really nice words to describe the things that are on your tray. So with this one, you've got it's blue, it's sparkly, it's scratchy. You've got this spoon is smooth, it's small. You've got the colours purple and yellow. The sponge is squishy and it's yellow. And then with the ball, it's spiky and orange. So you've got all these lovely words that you might not necessarily use every day, and that's a really nice way for them to be able to explain what's missing or talk about the different properties of the different items on your tray. So another way that we can encourage this is if you've got a pillowcase or just a cloth bag, you pop your items in the bag You can either do this one at a time and then see if they can guess what is in there, or you can pop them all in and say, can you find the spoon, or can you find the ball? And then they have to search around for it and see if they can pick it out. Now, you using these lovely words like scratchy or sparkly whilst actually having the item in front of you is really, really helpful for forming important connections, and that will really help to cement what that word means and help them to understand it. So this is a great activity for introducing more vocabulary and helping your child to understand the words that they hear. Okay, so something that we just should remember when we're talking to children and playing these games, and just every day, is we don't want to bombard them with too many questions, because that can be quite overwhelming for children and sometimes they're not given enough time to respond. So when we're talking about things, it's really good to just comment on what's happening or the things around you. So if you're on a walk, you could go, look at the tree, or look at the bus, or look at the birds, or it's a red bus, it's a green tree. Anything like this, just comment. And a general rule to follow is for every 5 comments that you say, you want to say 1 question. So a lot more comments than questions, just the odd question thrown in, but mainly it's you commenting on things so they can pick up on the language and they can start to understand the words in action. Okay, so I've picked a couple of songs today that have got a lot of repetition on it, because repetition is so good for children's speech and language development. The more they hear a word, the more likely they are to understand it, and the more likely they are to be able to repeat it and copy the sounds they need. So we're going to start with 5 cheeky little monkeys bouncing on a bed today. Are we ready? Got your bouncy monkeys? 5 little monkeys bouncing on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys bouncing on the bed. Now we've got 4 little monkeys. 4 little monkeys bouncing on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys bouncing on the bed. Now we've just got 3. 3 little monkeys bouncing on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys bouncing on the bed. Have we just got 2 left? 2 little monkeys bouncing on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys bouncing on the bed. We just got 1 left. Is he going to bump his head too? 1 little monkey bouncing on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys bouncing on the bed. And now they've all bumped their heads, those poor little monkeys. Hope they feel better. Another one that I'm going to do for you today is a firm favourite, and it is Old MacDonald. But as I'm doing it, I'm going to do the Makaton sign for the animals as well at the same time. Makaton signs are a really nice thing to add into things like songs and rhymes, and it really helps to cement a word for a child, and that they might be able to copy it so they can communicate with you what they're trying to say before they can physically say the words themselves. So this is a really nice little addition if you can fit it in. So let's start with Old MacDonald, and he at first is going to have a pig. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O, with an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And now he's going to have a cow. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With the moo moo here and a moo moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Now he's going to have a chicken. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. and on that farm he had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O. With a cluck cluck here and a cluck cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck cluck, old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Ah, was that a good one? Maybe you could have a look up and see if you can think of any more animals that old MacDonald might have on his farm. Another great way to bring in and help develop speech and language is through books. Books are an amazing way to bring in lots of new vocabulary, loads of new words, and the repetition in a lot of books is absolutely fantastic for children, and they can eventually start to finish the sentence, and that helps them really get involved and engage with the book a lot more as well. And once again, it's just a really nice opportunity for you to spend some great time with your little one. So try and fit that into your daily routine. Books are great for all aspects of development. So that is all that we have time for today. If you'd like any more information or any more activity ideas, please check out the activity pack. And we'd love to see any pictures of you and your little one getting involved this week. But for now, let's say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. It's good to see you here. Bye, everyone.